Hello, Abe. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of June, 2016. We are half of the way through 2016, which is bonkers. How did this happen to us? I don't even know. My life is slipping away from me. I can feel the energy draining from my bones. I'm slipping away into nothing. That could just be the exhaustion from walking on average twice as much a day as I did in Boone. Okay, so I had mentioned a couple of things that this video might have been, and it's not going to be any of those things because I had an idea. It's not going to be an apartment tour, although you can see some of my apartment behind me. And it's not going to be me drinking coffee because I forgot to get coffee because I had a really shitty afternoon, and then when I got back to the apartment, I just didn't want to leave, so I didn't get coffee. But I had a better idea, and that better idea is, Abe, guess what? I have your punishment. And this punishment comes with a story. One of the internships that I'm doing is doing a very clever thing in which, because we're reading Slush, which is just sort of the raw submissions that the agency gets and like evaluating whether any of it is any good or not, it means that we read a lot of genres that we're not familiar with. Like I read YA and science fiction and fantasy and YA science fiction and fantasy. We're doing something called an intern book club, which is that we have to read published, finished books that are represented by the agency we're working for that are not in genres we would generally choose, so that we can be able to identify good writing, even if it's in a form that we're not interested in. And what I'm reading is this book, The CEO Buys In. It strikes me as a very cliched romance novel, but maybe it's just because I've read like the wrong 3 romance novels that had plot elements that are similar to this. It's upmarket women's fiction romance about a CEO and his temporary assistant who fall in love, and there's a wager. There's a wager that is like him and some of his friends that are like, whoever of us isn't in love with somebody who loves us for ourselves and not for our money by the end of the year has to give away something really important to them, auction it for charity. And they fall in love because he gets sick and she has to like take care of him and be his assistant at his house. And then there's all this sexual chemistry between. It's one of a series, and I assume the other books are going to be about the other guys who took this wager. And I would actually be like considerably more interested in the other two because in what little we've seen of them, they're very compelling characters. And Senior CEO is not a compelling. I don't care about him. I want to hear about the football player who's like a philosopher football player. And I was reading this and I was like, I shouldn't have to suffer alone. In fact, Abe, you should have to suffer with me. You, Abe, are you going to go up into my room and you're going to choose a book from my bookshelves that is the book that you would never ever choose to read. I have a decently curated selection, nothing is going to be terrible, and this one actually isn't terrible. It's well written. The person writing it knows how to put together a book. She's putting it together about people I don't care about. They're all decent books, and I want you to choose one of mine because it just means that I'll know what you're talking about. So, you're going to go up, you're going to get a book, you're going to show it to us, and then you can just do that in like 10 seconds in the beginning of your video. And then, once exams are over and you're in summer and have a teeny bit of time, then you're going to read it and you're going to make a video about it. And it's going to be a video review, kind of like my video reviews or any number of other video reviews you can find really easily on the internet. Tell us what the book is about, sans major spoilers, what, the strengths and the weaknesses of the plot and the writing and stuff are, and what you thought of it, whether you learned anything from the experience. Anyway, that's your punishment. I look forward to seeing the book you've chosen in your next video, and then hearing about it in a couple of weeks. Next time you see me, I will actually either do an apartment tour or punishment video. I will see you on Saturday. Goodbye.